It's thought that travel by watercraft on and around the Great Lakes dates back 11,000 years. Many types of watercraft would have been essential to the indigenous peoples of the Great Lakes region for fishing, crop gathering, and for short and long distance trade with others. The technology and craft of canoe building in the region has been evidenced by a 3,500-year-old archaeological find of a dugout canoe made of white oak. As canoe building evolved, variations of material and structure, such as birch bark and skin-wrapped wooden frames, came into use. The basic shape, though, hasn't changed very much at all. It's perhaps a perfect design, and one is hard-pressed to think of a better relationship of form and function. Chuck Commanda, an Algonquin traditional knowledge keeper and expert birch bark canoe builder, actively teaches the craft to both Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. He describes the canoe as a tool for reconciliation and explains that if you're new to Canada, at some point you're going to go on a canoe. It doesn't matter what creed or race you are, at some point you're going to find out and learn about the canoe. And by canoeing, we all share something in common, our love for being on the water and our love for being in the outdoors. And we all assume a shared responsibility of being stewards of the land. He says that the canoe is a tool not only for reconciling between cultures, but also reconciling with Mother Earth. I've adopted the canoe as a research vessel, and I acknowledge that responsibility of stewardship. The canoe offers a way to be on the water in a way that allows you to be extremely aware of the movement of the water. It's an embodied experience that humbles and quiets you, both mentally and physically. It puts you in relation with your surroundings. The specific type of canoe I'm using is called a prospector. I became very familiar with the prospector in my youth and paddled them on the many canoe trips I went on in Algonquin Park and the Temagami and Chippewa regions of northern Ontario and Quebec. The prospector canoe remains one of the most popular shapes for backcountry canoeing. Its name refers to the shape and design specifications, which make it an ideal all-rounder canoe. Today there are many manufacturers that make a prospector, but the Chestnut Canoe Company's version, now 100 years old, is the one all others emulate. Inspired and derived from indigenous canoe design, Chestnut began making the prospector to meet demands of the Geological Survey of Canada expeditions undertaken by geological explorers, and the prospector emerged from the colonization of North America. Author Roger McGregor says the prospector came into being to meet the needs of an industrializing country and the urges of its citizens to travel, explore, and ultimately exploit the Precambrian Shield. He says it was designed to service railway service companies, timber cruisers, trappers, and men with wide-eyed gold fever. It was popular because it was good at what it did, and what it did was work hard. I've gravitated towards the prospector once again for my research and art practice, but I felt at odds with the name, which directly references extractivist activities, exploitation, and colonial entitlement. I felt the need to reorient the vessel to help move us towards being better visitors on and around the lakes. So at the mouth of the Michipicoten River on the northeastern shore of Lake Superior, in a kind of decolonizing gesture, we shifted the underlying intention behind our canoe's design